Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
The Tigers have had a couple of exciting wins the last 2 days. Jared Saltalamacchia has been in the middle of both of them. His walk-off on Sunday was followed by a strike him out, throw him out in the ball game last night to beat the Minnesota Twins in Game 1 of the series. Tonight the Tigers go for 2 straight here against the Twins. Beautiful night for baseball here in the Motor City. Game 2 featuring the Detroit Tigers and the visiting Minnesota Twins. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for Game 2 in the series. Tigers give you a couple of exciting wins the last 2 days, but maybe more importantly than the victories, the way they won the ball games.
Well, you know, you win 6-1, 6-2. It's just a much different ball game. The last 2 games, they were behind on Sunday. Then they get 2 runs to tie it. Then they get a 2-run home run to win it. That's what I call an impact victory. Then last night, they followed up with a 1-0 victory. Salty again. You got the strike him out by Rodriguez, the throw him out. That walk-off feel gives you more impact and more imprint into your team's feeling as they move forward. So it's a good thing for the Tigers. They move forward for another win tonight.
All right, Matt Boyd was good last night. Now it's going to be Anibal Sanchez tonight. Hopefully more of the same from him. But for Anibal, we'd like to see him get to use more of his arsenal in this game tonight.
Well, he's really not throwing the ball bad. He threw the ball decently, had more life on his fastball. You know, he's got all the pitches to get the job done. His fastball, like I said, against Toronto, I talked to the guys on their team. They said he had more late life on his fastball. That's really all he had. What he didn't have was a good curveball. Now we're showing you some curveballs that he has had in the past. He does have the ability to throw them. The changeup is another. We've seen Matt Boyd use that in his last 2 starts. Those are great pitches because you want to get these hitters off of one speed. You can't just throw fastballs all the time when you're behind in the count. Now we're looking here. This is career lows for Anibal Sanchez with his curveball, his slider, and his change. You have to find one of those to go with your fastball because, again, you can't just have – you have to have the speed variance. If you can do that, tonight I believe he's got to go with the curveball and see if you can find that. If not, you go to the change. That will buy you time and get those hitters, those Minnesota Twins hitters, off your fastball and give you some mistake room to make mistakes occasionally with that pitch.
All right, we'll see what happens here tonight. Game 2 in this series coming up after a short break. We'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Check in with Matt Shepard. Last night, the Tigers back into the bullpen was lights out. Wilson, Green, and eventually K-Rod. The Tigers hoping for more of the same tonight. Tigers Twins, Game 2 next. night in game 2 in this series. And Anibal Sanchez tonight, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
23rd appearance overall and 15th start of the season tonight. 4-3 record in 12 starts in his career versus Minnesota. And he needs to establish that curveball change or slider to go with the fastball. We'll keep track of that throughout the game.
Well, the Tigers a winner last night in game 1 in the series. 1-0. Not a whole lot of offense last night. Both teams had only 3 hits. And Sanchez ready to go to work as Eduardo Nunez leads it off for the Minnesota Twins. Here's the motion by Sanchez, and here we go. The first pitch to Sanchez, or to Nunez rather. He'll be followed by Grossman and Bauer. 309 hitter is Eduardo Nunez. Now the 1-0 pitch. A little bit outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Nunez in the opener last night was 0 for 4, is 0 for his last 10. He was an all-star this year though. 2-0 is a strike on the outer edge. 2-1.
Just watching Sanchez here in the first 3 pitches of the game. You want to get the strike, whatever pitch you're going to use early in the count. He got behind 2-0 and got the 2-1 count.
Bunted toward third, a good one. Barehanded play. Castellanos no play, and that'll be a bunt single. Here's the rest of the lineup for Minnesota tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Nunez. He'll be followed by Grossman and then Mauer. Brian Dozier is at second base. Then Sano, Kepler in right. Kenny Vargas in the lineup here tonight. He was called up on July the 4th. Suzuki and Buxton rounded out for Paul Molitor and the Twins.
Smart play by Nunez right there. 0 for 10. Get a 2-1 cookie down the middle and lay a bunt down. Surprised everybody. Smart baseball.
Robbie Grossman batting in the 2 slot tonight. He was hitting 6th in the opener last night against the lefty Matt Boyd. Keep an eye on Nunez. 22 steals this year. There's a strike call.
Only caught 5 times.
Tigers have James McCann behind the dish tonight. And he's been outstanding at throwing runners out.
56% on the year. It's amazing that you see him that high, but he continues to stay up above that 50% number.
Grossman last night was hit by a pitch. He also walked. He finished 0 for 1. Runner goes. Ball is high. Throw down is in time. Oh, McCann with a bullet.
I think Nunez thinks, take a look at it. McCann is so quick with his feet, turn, and exchange. And then the throw is always so accurate. That accuracy is just hard to duplicate. You don't see that around the league very often. It's just right there. Drops the glove right down. We thought he might have got his hand in there from that view. Looks like he may have. He might turn that around.
Well, we'll see if the Twins want to challenge it. First of all, still waiting on the decision.
But Jerry Lane is telling right now, let's go. Looked like he got his hand in there, but he's out if he has the glove on him right there.
Twins taking a very long time here to decide. I doubt they would overturn this. And they're going to give it a shot, apparently.
I think they might.
Think so?
The ball beat him well in advance, but it looked like he got his arm in there on the bag just ahead of when Iglesias applied the tag back down there around his rib cage. You know, in the olden days, the ball beat you, you were just automatically out.
Yeah.
But now with video review, you don't know what kind of mood they're in.
So right now, the call on the field is out at second base. We'll see if it stands. Regardless, another strong throw from McCann, who had a really good pitch to throw.
No, you look, if a fielder misses the tag, they always keep going after the tag. Watch. See, he kind of drops it down, and you always teach the fielder to keep the tag on the body, because he comes off this bag again. From that view, it's kind of hard to tell, but the other side is the only case they have to sell right here. So you get him on the way by right there, then he would be out.
Yeah, I just don't know if this is clear cut enough to overturn.
We're going to find out real shortly.
And he is
out
at second base. So the call stands on the field. And McCann rings up another.
Amazing. What a weapon. You're going to try and steal on McCann, you're going to pay the price.
So McCann has caught 15 trying to steal this year. Only Salvador Perez has caught more. McCann's percentage, though, is best in the American League.
You see, Nunez believes he was safe. Well, again, clear and convincing, I guess not. He probably knew better than anybody because he could feel the tag.
Ball absolutely splintered the bat of Robbie Grossman, so he'll get a new.
It's off the end of the bat. They have it cupped out on the end. We're going to continue to track the off-speed pitches all along. Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Beaumont Health. Jay up in left, Cam Maben again at center with Mike Aviles becoming a regular out there in right field. Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, and Cabrera around the infield. James Buchanan behind the plate. That's strike 3 for out number 2 by Anibal Sanchez.
First strikeout of the ball game for Sanchez. And there are 2 gone now. That'll bring up Joe Mauer. Mauer last night was 0 for 4, batting .265 on the year. Third in the American League in walks. Entering play tonight. That's driven foul back out of play. MGM Grand Detroit brings you the scouting report on Joe Mauer among Major League actives. Here are the numbers and where he stands against the Tigers.
Leads in games and hits and walks. 3rd in RBI. 4th in doubles. Played a lot of games here against the Tigers.
0-2 on Mauer. 12th season now for Mauer as a Minnesota Twin.
Started as a catcher. Then now has been pretty much a first baseman. DHs from time to time. Caught 73 games in 2013. Pretty much has not since then.
Grounded toward third on the backhand, Castellanos, and that'll be it for the Twins here in the first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. A little love there for James McCann after that terrific throw.
Always good to smile.
Here's the starting lineup for the Tigers, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Kinsler to lead things off. Pretty good numbers on this homestand. Maben, Cabrera, Martinez at the top. Castellanos, Upton, along with Aviles, McCann, and Iglesias rounding it out for the Tigers this evening. And they are facing the left-handed slants of Tommy Milone.
Won his second straight game on July 10th at Texas, facing the Tigers for the first time this season, but 3-1 with a 3.86 career. Likes to throw the fastball and the cutter in on the right. He just pounds the right-handed batters in. Tigers 13-12 against left-handers so far this year. Struggled earlier in the year, but swinging the bats much better as of late.
So Kinsler, who is 0 for 4 last night, batting .293 with 18 home runs on the year. Malone's 0-1. A little bit high, 1 ball, 1 strike. He is on pace now to get over 30 homers again this year. He's done that a couple of times. In fact, was a 30-30 guy one year with Texas. 1-1 is hammered toward right field. On the move is Kepler. He'll get there to the gap, 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Twins starting defense, now brought to you by Tim Hortons. Robbie Grossman in left, Byron Buxton in center field with Max Kepler in right. Sano, Nunez, Dozier, and Mauer across the infield. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate again, receiving the pitches from Tommy Milone.
Here's Cameron Maben. Maben was 0 for 2 last night. Very healthy .339 batting average. And Milone deals a strike, 0-1. Cameron's still hitting over 400 at home this year, 420 in this ballpark. Here's a ball high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Also hitting over 400 with men in scoring position. Nobody there now, but 425 clip. He comes around again. We get a couple guys on. He's definitely feeling comfortable this year with runners out there for him. Really good against lefties, .383. Highest AL averages. He's second in the league. That's a minimum of 125 plate appearances.
Here's the 1-2. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. Mauer going back, but it's going to be the right fielder, Kepler, who drops the ball. Maben will get all the way to second. That was going to be a really tough play for the infielders, and it looked like Kepler got there in time. Just dropped it.
I think he got spooked a little bit. You hope to call this if you're an outfielder. When you know you can catch the ball, you want to make an early call so everybody vacates. But you see he's kind of peeking at his Dozier right there. Kind of have your eye on Dozier to think, is this guy going to run into me? Did he hear me? That's why you got to keep calling. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. Didn't have the conviction to stick his nose in there, and Maben's hustling all the way. Don't ever get caught when the ball's dropped and you're standing on first. Maben did not. Man on second for Miggy. 1 down.
It'll be an error on the right fielder. RBI chance now for Cabrera. And Miguel looks at ball 1. Well, the Twins coming into this game, Gibby, leading the American League in errors was 65. You got another one.
Looks like they're going after Kepler. Two hits, 2 balls hit, two balls hit the right field. It's like when I was out there.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's driven foul to the right side. Hey, the Bernstein Advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup, and Miguel Cabrera against Tommy Milone. Well, good numbers.
6 for 15, a double and an RBI. Mickey's been a little off. Has not hit lefties well this year at all, only at 193 right now, 193 clip average. But that can turn very quickly. Just got to get that 1 hit, get that feel, and he'll be on his way.
Chopper to the right side. Mauer has it. Milone is covering. That'll advance the runner, and Cabrera is out, 2 away. Here are the field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. It is 80 degrees at game time, partly cloudy, and our track tonight is?
It's just fresh. Everything's fresh. Isn't that a term that the youngsters use?
Yeah, fresh.
Very fresh. Sat out here when I was thinking about what I was going to write. What came to my mind. Beautiful. You got the shadows in there. Sun's still in the outfield. You got a Tiger on third base. with Victor Martinez set to hit him in.
You know what would be fresh is if Victor got him in here.
2-run dinger would be fresher. Just to top you.
It's a chopper to third, and Sano will glove it. That'll end the inning.
Lots of changeups that first inning from Malone.
Brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Find your summer of performance with great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. And by Kroger. Here we go to the top of the second in Comerica Park. A scoreless ball game. It'll be Dozier, Sano, Kepler coming up against Anibal Sanchez. First one home is a strike called. Up with the right hand goes Jerry Lane. Dozier at 247, 15 homers, batting in the cleanup slot for Minnesota. And another strike, 0-2. Last call has Dozier muttering a little bit.
That happened last night as well. He thought that pitch was slow, but that's where the bottom of the zone is, and they're going to have to adapt. He'll do it both ways, Jerry Lane. Jerry Lane is the umpire. Home plate.
Now the 0-2, a check swing, but it looked like he went. They will appeal. Yes, he went around. Second strikeout of the ball game now for Sanchez.
Looks like Tigers have done this last night to Dozier as well. Can't lay off it. That's what happens when you get ahead of the zone. You can create chase pitches. He's not too happy. Doesn't agree with Scott Berry down there at first base.
Here is Miguel Sano. 1 for 3 in last night's ball game, plus a walk. 242 batter. And Sano looks at a strike. Sanchez staying away from him and catching the outside corner. Here's the 0-1. Again, Sanchez, same location, 0-2.
9-game hitting streak by Sano. He likes the fastball. You're going to have to get him off it.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The chase up and out of the zone, and the third strikeout now for Sanchez.
If you look at this pitch right here, again, it's at the top of the zone, right at the target. He wants it up and away. McCann's got his glove right there. He basically hits the target. And Sano looking for the off speed is late. And again, I was asking Josh Donaldson and Troy Tulowitzki how Sanchez's fastball was in his last start against Toronto, and they said it had life early. So this is going to work good for now, but we'll have to look for him to use his other pitches as we proceed to the game.
Max Kepler, the batter. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Sanchez has not had a win since late April as a starting pitcher. He's had a couple in relief since then. The 1-1 lifted back out of play. 1-2.
Good breaking pitch there, 79 miles an hour.
Tigers last night got a good performance out of Matt Boyd, and now they're hoping for more of the same here tonight as they try and get through some injuries in this rotation.
Get it in there.
Just missed.
Good try. I think that McCann might have wanted that pitch up a little more. Good idea. Wants that 2-seamer away.
And he missed outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Kepler. Kenny Vargas waiting on deck. He will bat next if Kepler would reach. Here's the 3-2. Chop to the right side of the infield for Kinsler. And that'll be an easy 1-2-3 second for Anibal Sanchez. So far, so good. Second here at Comerica Park in this one, and if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. Nick Castellanos leads it off for the Tigers here in the second. It'll be Castellanos, Upton, and Aviles against the lefty Tommy Milone. And the first one is outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Milone threw his changeup quite a few pitch counts here in the first inning. Let's keep an eye on it. Tigers may have to make an adjustment.
2-0 the count. Off speed, missing outside. Milone, 29 years old, out of Saugus, California. He's had 2 pretty good starts in the month of July. His ERA 2.45 this month. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's a strike call. Milone had his best years with the Oakland Athletics. A couple of double-digit win seasons with the A's. The 2-1. Strike called on the outer edge. Now Castellanos is showing his dismay at that call.
Well, Pitches on the corners are just a little off. Are being called strikes by the umpire on both sides. Going to keep this game moving along. Jerry Lane is.
Swing and a miss, and Castellanos out on strikes. First strikeout tonight from Malone.
There you can see it's the changeup. He turns it over. Watch him turn that wrist over when he lets go. Ball just disappears downward.
It'll bring up Justin Upton, who was the sole source of offense for either side last night. Upton hit his 200th home run. That turned out to be the difference. You don't normally see a team get a run in the second and it stands for the entire game. Tigers won that game 1-0. Now the 0-1 pitch. Jay Up now has hit 10 home runs on the season. Really started a bit of an upswing in the month of June. Soft line drive right back off the glove of Malone, but he'll stay with it. 2 outs.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. Malone just coming in on J-Up's hands. J-Up couldn't lay off and just had that cut action. J-Up thought it was going to be the pitch like it was he hit the home run on last night coming in. Just got some cut action right out the label. Took care of his lumber, did Malone. 2 outs.
Now Mike Aviles. Little chopper left side of the infield. Sano cuts it off. Little spin move there for the big guy. And a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Malone. Counter, and here are a list of teams that have had better numbers the last 2 months of this year.
Well, Minnesota has increased their winning percentage between April and May against June and July. There's the Tigers, 595. Want to keep that trend, that upward trend, continuing.
Tigers came into play 5 over the 500 mark at 49 and 44 overall this year now, and well, got a chance here to win tonight. One more against the Twins, then it's on the road. Got some teams against the Central in this stretch for the Tigers. Sanchez back to work, and he delivers high to Kenny Vargas. Bottom 3 coming up: Vargas, Suzuki, and Buxton for the Twins. Kenny's got some power. He's hit well since coming up from the minor leagues. 2 balls, no strikes.
Kenny Vargas You look at his name, you'd think it'd be Kenny's, but it's not.
There's a ball low, 3-0. You got to put an S on the end of your name and call you Kirks.
Bob Mario's.
We can go on and on with this one.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Now, Kenrys Morales with the Royals, he pronounces the S at the end of his name, but Vargas does not. Personal preference. 3-1 is a big swing. 3-2.
Well, this guy's been compared to David Ortiz mainly because of his size, and they both did play for the Twins. Vargas still there. David Ortiz, since he's left the Twins, has had a great career. In fact, it's his farewell career year right now.
So he says.
A lot of pressure in that name, that label.
Oh, no doubt.
I know what that feels like. Once labeled by Sparky. I think it's good, but you gotta be yourself.
And there's a strike call. Got him looking. Vargas punched out of there, and now Sanchez already with 4 strikeouts. Check in with Mickey York now. Time for a game break. All right, Mick, thanks. Here's what it looks like in the American League East. A game and a half separating Baltimore and Boston.
Boston really beefing up. They've got several trades over there. Aaron Hill, Brad Sigler. Got a feeling they're not done.
Yeah,
but Baltimore just keeps hanging on.
They do, and you would imagine they will try and probably help their rotation a little bit, I would think, the Orioles. We'll see.
That's what everybody says.
True.
Who doesn't want starting pitching? The more you have, the better you're going to fare.
0-2 on Kurt Suzuki. Sanchez has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters he has faced.
4-6, and see the Tigers 2.5 games back in the wild card race. Probably a little early to be thinking about that, but is worth noting.
Here's the 0-2. In your managing days with the Diamondbacks, when did you really start to pay attention to the scoreboard? Now, a lot of guys say, I really don't do it till September. Was that the case with you? I can't believe that.
What's your definition of really paying attention?
Well, I mean, looking at it every night, saying, all right, we've got this many games left and we're this many behind or ahead.
Yeah, I think it just depends how far out you are, how well you're doing. And
there's a base hit to left.
If you go on a big road trip, you might want to check in and see where you're at and decide how you want to maybe rest some of your players. Sometimes you have to rest early and to keep your guys fresh for later in the season that you want to make your push. You know, you watch a horse race, sometimes you see the jockey beating on the horse, patting him on the butt early, but they kind of fade at the end of the race. So if you can hang in there, you want to do that so you finish strong. So it's always noted, but you're not consumed by it probably to the last month of the season.
Byron Buxton looks at ball 1 high. Twins have just picked up their 2nd hit of the game. Buxton was 0 for 3 in the opener yesterday. One of the top prospects in all of baseball, Byron Buxton. There's a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. Buxton is a kid who was rated one of the best high school players coming out of his draft a couple of years ago. In fact, Carlos Correa went number 1 overall. Buxton went number 2 overall.
Yeah, he's been rated way up at the top, if not first, since he's been drafted as well.
Little pop up, shallow center field. Maben is on the charge, so is Iglesias. Going to drop. Suzuki is on his way to third. He's in there standing up, and a bloop single for Byron Buxton. Boy, Iglesias got on his horse and almost got there.
He did. It's a bad break. Cam Maben got a little bit of a fooled break back here. He breaks back first. You can watch Maben out there, turns his feet, shadows. It's hard to see. Iglesias knows it. He's always hustling out there, gets the ball into second base quickly. Kurt Suzuki on to third. Now we've got first and third, one down. You can see Maben putting the glove up. That's the old Deke. But Suzuki wasn't biting on to third base.
Top of the order now, it'll be Eduardo Nunez. Nunez had a bunt single, but was caught trying to steal by James McCann, who unleashed the McCannon in the first. Swing and a miss out of the strike zone there, 0-1. So Nunez broke it 0 for 10 with his bunt single. Earlier this year had an inside the park home run against the Red Sox.
Notice Buxton really aggressive on his secondary lead. I would not be surprised if James McCann tried to pick him off.
High fly ball left center field. Maben going back, he's under it. This will score a run as Suzuki comes in to score. It'll be a sac fly for Nunez, and the Twins have a 1-0 lead.
Well, this inning started, I believe, was on an 0-2 pitch to Kurt Suzuki. Gets a hit. Buxton kind of gets one off the end of the bat, and then you got the sac fly, so the Twins take 1-0 lead.
41st RBI for Nunez. Now Robbie Grossman. Strike one on Grossman. He fanned back in the first inning, 0 for 1. Former Houston Astro who spent 3 seasons in Houston. Buxton down there at first base has not been caught this year. 7 for 7 for Byron.
Sanchez off to a good start strike throwing. 30 of 40 of the pitches are strikes. 5 of 11 first pitch strikes. He got a big jump there.
Well, he did. Runner goes, but a ground ball. Kinsler sprawling, throwing, safe, and Buxton goes to third.
That's a bad hop.
Kinsler had to eventually end up on his stomach to make that play.
Probably saved a run by diving at the end. Grossman got down that line, hustled all the way. This ball looked like it had some spin on it. Look at it. He thinks it's coming right to him. Just kicks straight left of Kinsler. Can't get him in time. You're going to see the hop. Kinsler thinks he's got it, and then he has to dive at the end. Little spinner and hit something there in the infield. Could be a footprint. Here we are in the top of the third inning. They will drag the field after the third. So the footprints come into play.
And Joe Mauer looks at a ball outside. It'll be an infield hit for Grossman. And 3 hits in this inning now for Minnesota.
Tell you what, Buxton was off on his way, and he got some speed, doesn't he? See how quick he went to second?
He's got those long strides, got a big jump. That's hammered back out of play, 1-1. You can see why they're excited about what Byron Buxton could eventually develop into.
Yeah, once he learns to put the bat on the ball more, only hitting 160 against lefties, 218 versus righties. He said 7-0 versus his stolen base attempts. Pretty good arm in the outfield. So if he learns to put the bat on the ball and use those skills, it would be very advantageous to the Twins.
Mauer looks at a strike.
Just take a look running, how explosive he is. He gets going really quick. Kind of got that long strides. Covers a lot of ground per stride.
1-2 now on Joe Mauer. And he saws him off. A little roller back up the middle, and Iglesias will throw him out.
Good pitch.
That'll end the inning. And the Twins settle for 1 run. The home field advantage brought to you by Lowe's. The Tigers this season at home and on the road. Well, Gibby, we know this. They're much better here.
They like home. The numbers bear that out. Higher batting average, more runs per game. ERA is lower. Opponent's batting average lower as well. That makes sense. This is certainly a fair pitching park. Not bad to hit in, but teams just play better at home overall. It's harder to play on the road. You get on these long road trips, you get tired, you get wore down. Something to be said about sleeping in your own digs at home.
And it'll be McCann, Iglesias, and Kinsler. McCann is 0 for 8 on the homestand. James hammers one to left field, base hit. He's 0 for no longer. Leadoff man is on. Let's check in now with Johnny Kane. Johnny?
Yeah, thanks, Mario. Earlier today, Bell Tire surprised a youth baseball team here in the Detroit area. The Lincoln Park Rails were having practice over there on the Detroit Mercy campus. They thought it was just a regular practice until Jose Iglesias came to practice and was overlooking some of the infield drills, offering some advice, some helpful advice to some of the young players there. And one of the shortstops there for the Lincoln Park Rails, his name was Christian Ochoa. He told me, "I'm never washing my hand again," because Jose Iglesias just shook it. I said, "Hey, man, that's okay."
All right, Johnny, thanks. Well, Iglesias giving back to the community. That stuff is neat to see.
That's fun to go out and do those things. The players, the young baseball players, are so eager to learn, have such great attitudes, and it's good to see Iglesias going out and sharing a little love with them and sharing some knowledge, enthusiasm.
1-0 is in for a strike on Iglesias.
What was the shortstop's name? I know his last name was Ochoa.
Ochoa, I don't remember the first. Christian
Ochoa. So what was his nickname be? Ocho?
Ocho, yeah.
8?
Yeah, 8. He'd have to wear
I
the
used to
number
have
8.
a player, Juan Gutierrez. Used to call him Bolo Ocho. 8 ball.
Nice. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Iglesias. Do you have any nicknames that anybody planted on you throughout the course of your career?
The ones that I can tell you?
Yes, the ones that you can tell us.
Well, everybody calls me Gibby.
Well, that doesn't count.
I've been called many other things. How about you, besides Super Mario?
Yeah, Super's about it. Well, we've talked about the Mario Speedwagon in the past. That never stuck.
You like that band?
No.
You don't?
Yeah, well, they were okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'd go see them in concert.
Who'd be your next concert that you'd go see?
You know, I've never seen Springsteen.
Bruce, the boss?
I'd love to see Springsteen.
Got to have at least 3 hours.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Here's the 1-2 to Iglesias, and he just missed. 2-2.
Now 3-2. I would not be surprised if McCann on the move. Iglesias does not strike out much. He puts the bat on the ball. Malone, not a big strikeout pitcher. You want to make sure the pitcher goes home before you try to advance.
Popped up into right field, shallow. Kepler started back. Now he comes in to make the play. 1 gone.
Didn't get to see.
Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites. Now being served all day. I'll give you first shot tonight. Who's your player of the game?
Player of the game tonight is Anibal Sanchez.
Ooh, good one.
Who's yours?
I'll get back to you on that.
What's that? You asked me. Let's go. Let's be ready.
I'll get back to you. I'll let you know when I'm ready.
So we could call it tease.
Here's Kinsler. Let's see if anybody does something this inning, then I'll go with him.
That's been your style. See if anybody scores a run.
And I like my style.
Gets an RBI.
That's right.
Really throw yourself out there, huh?
Jay Up last night hit the homer. I went with Jay Up.
But Boyd got it.
Oh, did he? Or are you just making that up?
Yeah, I'm making it up.
That's what I figured. Malone ready with the 0-1. Checked it, and it missed inside.
Cherry Lane was peeking down there at Scott Berry at first base. I thought Scott Berry was going to say he swung at that, but he did not. count is even.
Kinsler flying out to right field in his first at bat. Ian swings and misses way out in front.
Malone's got a really good changeup tonight. The Tiger hitter's way out in front of it. Good grip, good arm motion. This ball goes straight down at the end. He's out in front and it disappears. Can try and make an adjustment. Not many guys move in the batter's box. You could move towards the front of the box. Try and take that pitch away.
2-2.
But if you're going to do that, if anybody ever considers doing that, you need to take batting practice from a different position. Because if you just go in that batter's box, everybody feels comfortable in a certain spot. If you step in a different spot, you are not comfortable. That's not the way you want to hit. So you would move up this way, get closer, maybe you get a piece.
It'll bounce in. The count fills now 3-2.
33 pitches by Tommy Milone, 10 of them changeups.
Cameron Maybin waiting on deck. And McCann will draw a throw. A 3-2 count here in case the Tigers are thinking of starting the runner. Twins got a run on the top of the inning.
I don't think he'll be going here.
The lead by McCann seemed to indicate that he wasn't going to be going. It's a short, modest lead. And the runner holds. 3-2 is swung on and missed.
Another changeup.
2 gone.
Again, he's got a really good pitch with his changeup. He's just got good arm motion. Spotted well right on the down and away outside corner. Ian's not happy because you know he's thinking about protecting against that pitch. That's how good it tells you Malone's change is tonight. That was 4 straight changeups to get Ian Kinsler.
Here's Maybin, who reached on the drop fly ball by Kepler in the first. Tigers couldn't score him though. They got him as far as third base. Maybin slices one back out of play. 0-1.
Likes lefties. 383, 380, 318 against righties as well. So he's overall swinging the bat well for the Tigers all year. Home run apiece from each side.
Here's the 0-1. Get back out of play. 0-2. When the Tigers acquired Cameron Maybin in the offseason, what was your realistic expectation of what he could have added to the team this year?
Well, you knew the top side is what we're seeing. This is the top of what you could get. But you know, here's a guy that, think about it, he started here as a #1 pick. Has been around the league. Atlanta over to San Diego. Now he comes back. It just really is a good situation for him to get an opportunity to come back to where he started. There's a comfort level, and just what the Tigers needed. His skill set fit very well, and there wasn't a lot of pressure on him early. He got hurt in spring training. He came in, they started him down in the order, got him on the right track, and then they had a need and they put him in there, and he's excelled at that need, which is batting second for the Tigers. Offers the speed, the energy, the enthusiasm. For the changeup. Cambio.
Maybin, of course, went over in the Miguel Cabrera deal. One of the headliners heading from Detroit to the Marlins back then. Andrew Miller part of that trade as well. And now they're both back here in the Motor City. 0-2 on Maybin.
Andrew Miller went on to have a pretty good career as well, didn't he?
He sure did. Found a niche in the bullpen. The bouncer hit towards second. Dozier is over there to make the play. Maybin is out by a step. Inning over, no runs. The leadoff single is stranded. Gibby, we're all waiting for JD Martinez to return. Earlier today, he was out in the outfield testing out that elbow with some throws.
Yeah, still a little tender. We've been on the DL since was it June 16th when he injured that elbow running into the wall in Kansas City. But he's going to have to keep throwing. He's probably a couple weeks away. See, he's expressing how he feels to Kevin Rand and Mr. Teeter, the trainer and assistant trainer.
Well, certainly the Tigers have missed his bat because right fielders are batting a combined .220 with JD on the shelf. Here's a ball lofted in the air to center field. Maben coming in to make the play.
Well, here was the injury by JD in Kansas City, kind of a freak injury, running, trying to make the catch, and he just runs into the padding right there. If you look, he's right there on the crease, and he told me that his thumb, see how his little finger and his thumb, they're on the different levels. It twisted his arm. He could just feel it pop when he hit the wall. And of course, they went and took an X-ray, and they found a hairline fracture in there, and waiting for that to heal. You can't do anything until it's fully healed, but he's on his way.
Here is Miguel Sano with one out. Sano struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Just outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Sano missed 27 games this year with a hamstring problem. There's the 2-0 pitch. That's in there. You know, it's I guess easy to forget that this kid right here finished 3rd in the American League Rookie of the Year voting last year. Everybody talks about Correa and Lindor. He was 3rd. That's driven toward right field and hit well. Avilos is on the move. He'll not get it. It's over his head. Up against the wall. Sano going to take the turn, but hold up. That'll be a 1-out double for Miguel Sano.
Runs pretty good for a big fella. Got some pop in his bat. See a pitch just on the outside part of the plate, elevated breaking pitch. And Sano's all over this. Looks like Mike might have misjudged that a little bit. That had some turbochargers on the end of that swing. Guy hits the ball very hard. 10th double of the season for Sano. Now Tigers have to deal with a man on second with 1 out situation.
Here is Max Kepler. Fouled it back 0-1. That, by the way, will bump up Sano's hitting streak to 10 consecutive games. And 5 hits already for the Twins. Kepler is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Way high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kepler was born in Germany, Berlin, Germany, but went to high school in Florida, Fort Myers, Florida. Came into the season as the 3rd best prospect in the Twins system. Fouled away, 1-2.
6'4", 207 pounds, only 23 years old. That's very young to be in the big leagues, but the guy moves really good, puts the bat on the ball, doesn't strike out very often. Kind of a gap hitter.
Sanchez with the 1-2, and he missed outside, 2-2. Kepler last year was the MVP of the Southern League AA. Hit .322 last year in AA. Two is rolled foul. Twins trying to take advantage of a 1-out double here by Sano.
Yeah, Kepler's in the minors, but for 7 minor league seasons, he's only struck out 301 times. That's 43 times per season. That's pretty good bat control. Is gaining weight and strength. Can play all 3 outfield positions, so he's a very good-looking prospect for the Twins.
3-2.
A little bit of first base. Can't see him playing there for now, though.
Well, going forward, the Twins do have some pieces that are young and that certainly have potential. We talked about Eddie Rosario, who had a big rookie season last year. And there's a walk. Kepler will discard the bat and run to first.
Well, Sanchez throws the change right here, just misses off the corner, doesn't get the call from Jerry Lane.
Ooh, man, was that
85
close.
miles an hour. It's his 8th changeup of the night. And we saw Sano hit the curveball. I'd like to see Sanchez trying to throw these pitches. It looks like he might be throwing them both a little hard right now. Just find that feel, get a little more action on them, and they'll be effective for him.
Here's Kenny Vargas. Strike one on Vargas right at the belt. He struck out to start the third. Vargas called up when Trevor Plouffe was placed on the disabled list July the 4th. Little ground ball slowly right side of the infield. Kinsler will have it and shovel it for the out. That'll advance both runners. 2 gone. Vargas retired.
Little number. Sanchez thought he could get it, could not. And Kinsler comes in nice and slow and gets the out. Here's the breakdown right here. 59 pitches, 75% fastball, 17% breaking ball, and 8% changeup. Last pitch right there, 85 on the change.
So here is Suzuki with 2 outs. Singled, scored a run back in the third. And Sanchez will throw from the windup. It's a strike called on the outside corner.
Well, Suzuki's been swinging the bat good for about the last month. Be very careful with Kurt Suzuki. We do have Byron Buxton on deck. I think he's more, as a younger hitter, maybe better opportunity to get him to offer at chase pitches.
And he popped him up. Shallow center field. Kinsler back. Maben in. Cameron makes the catch. And the side retired. They will strand a couple. Coming up for the Tigers, it'll be Miguel Cabrera leading things off in the bottom of the 4th. Players, the highest batting average of active players since 2004.
Our leadoff hitter right here in the city, Miguel Cabrera, on top at 322. Joe Mauer on the other side, 310. Ichiro 310 as well. Altuve, very good second baseman from Houston, and Buster Posey at 308. These guys all very consistent, putting the bat on the ball, putting the barrel where it belongs.
Good list. Cabrera looks at a strike on the outer edge.
So I say if Mickey gets on right here, we lead him off tomorrow. We bat Kinsler third just for the heck of it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Get Mickey going. Turn him into a leadoff hitter.
The 0-1 pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was just a joke, by the way.
Yeah, well, there are some
Don't take it
people
too
out there
serious.
that are saying is Gibson lost it.
Well, that's obvious.
Well, that's on an ugly basis, I guess. But
Oh.
look at that play by Mauer. He's going to take a hit away from Miguel Cabrera, and that's how it's going these days for Miggy.
He hit this ball right on the button. You can tell Miggy when he starts to struggle a little bit, he really tries to go the other way. Good play by Mauer. Real quick reaction. Good glove. Nothing to show for that good at bat that Miguel just had.
One away here in the 4th. That'll bring up Victor Martinez.
You can tell when Miggy starts feeling a little better, though, he'll move over from right field more to center, right center, then he'll go whole field after that, where he hits the ball.
Victor is 0 for 1 with a ground out. They are shifting to the left side of the infield, and he looks at a strike. 0-1. Victor came into this game 5 for 10 career against the lefty Malone. And he'll pull that one right to the shortstop Nunez. 2 gone. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's Castellanos. Nick struck out in the second, 0 for 1.
One of the victims of a 2-strike changeup in the second, Nick. Malone came out here through 39 total pitches. 16 of them were changeups, so he likes that pitch, especially when he gets ahead.
Oh and 1.
You got one right there again.
Castellanos with 11 hits this season against Twins pitching. 3 of those home runs. They'll roll that one to short. Nunez has another play, and it's going to be an easy and quick 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Malone. Anibal Sanchez returns to the hill in the 5th. Tigers down 1-0.
Pitch by pitch. Anibal Sanchez, we talked about the fastball, curveball, changeup usage. Pretty good with the fastball so far, throwing it up. This two-seamer's good going down and away here to the left-handed hitter. Curveball, he's been throwing some for strikes, but not the sharp break that he's looking for. Changeups as well, he's trying to use them. So far, 74% fastball, 18% curveball, and 8% changeup. Now, when you get into the second, third at bat coming around, that's when it's really going to be important to utilize all of your pitches.
Byron Buxton leading it off. It'll be Buxton, Nunez, and Grossman, 9, 1, and 2 for Minnesota. Twins got a run in the third. They have 1 run, 5 hits. Tigers, no runs, 1 hit. The 1-1 pitch is a little low, 2-1.
Good idea. One other thing about Sanchez, he has thrown his fastball in pretty effectively so far in this game. It's the one out over the plate that'll get you in trouble.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Buxton. Nunez waiting on deck. Buxton goes down swinging. 1 away here in the 5th. Tigers T-shirt Fridays continue on July the 29th. The Tigers battle the Houston Astros at 7:10. Get a game ticket plus a Cameron Maven emoji T-shirt when you purchase exclusively at tigers.com/T-shirt Fridays.
How do you like that emoji there?
Pretty cool. David's got one of the best emojis.
Think he does?
Yeah, I like it.
Who's got the worst?
None of them. I think all of them are good.
That's riding the fence. Nice.
Some are
Get
better
me over
than others.
Breaking ball right there to Nunez. Real nice.
Nunez in the game, a sac fly plus a bunt single. There's the ball low and away, 1-1. Nunez leads their team with 31 multi-hit games this year. And he'll slap that one foul out of play, 1-2. He's also hit pretty good on the road this season, 347, which is the second best road average in the American League, only to Jose Altuve. Here's a 1-2. Altuve's name seems to pop up on just about every offensive list in the American League.
Well, he plays every day, and he's incredible bat control. He's got pop. Not a very big guy. He's got big pop. Can run, steal a base.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Boy, that ball was way out of strike zone at the bill of the cap. 6 strikeouts now for Sanchez.
Well, you get ahead in the count again there. You can see the grip on the fastball right at the top of the zone. Nunez cannot lay off it. And there's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. 94 miles an hour. A low of 76 on the curveball.
Robbie Grossman. Whistled. Right off the railing on the right side, 0-1.
He was looking heater all the way, got the bat head out. And what'd you say, whistle?
Whistle.
Did you hear it?
I could, all the way up here. The 0-1.
Now he's starting to mix in more off-speed pitches.
Grossman, an infield hit back in the third, did not score. He's 1 for 2. And he got him, strike 3. Grossman knew it. Sanchez strikes out the side. He's punched out 7 in the game. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
Shot presented by Magic Window. Last night, second inning, Justin Upton pulls those hands in, tucks it in that left field foul pole. Tigers went on to win 1-0. That was the deciding hit in the Tiger game.
It'll be Upton to get things rolling here in the 5th inning. Tigers down by a run. Tommy Malone deals a ball high, 1-0. Upton, Aviles, and McCann.
Malone, 14 of his 26 pitches the last 2 innings were changeups. Remember what he did to Jay Up last time, went fastball in. Last night on the home run, they were trying to go fastball in. So you know that's something that they're going to try and do. It looks like off-speed pitches away. Then the fastball in tight on the hands. Jay Up got his hands in on the home run, but did not tonight on the little soft liner to Malone.
2-1 on Justin.
See that guy jump behind the screen there?
I did.
Think you jump?
It's human nature.
Not well. Everybody didn't jump. Why not?
Well, you jumped.
I did jump.
Well, if you were sitting down there, you would.
No. Not if you're behind the screen.
You would at least blink.
Well, I hope I blink.
Dude, you're impossible. The 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1.
If you don't blink, you dry up, right?
That's right. That's not what I meant.
Well, there's a game called Blink.
50 now for Malone, whose pitch count has been in good shape all night.
You'd have a hard time beating me in no blink.
Swing and a miss. How do you know that? You pretty good at that game?
Well, I don't naturally blink because of my friend that travels around with me.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right, you win.
So it's one advantage. That milkshakes.
Here's the 3-2. It is outside.
That
Ball
boy,
4.
Jay Up. See, we're up here just shooting the breeze.
A Saturday Major League Baseball on FS1 is back with a big-time doubleheader. All-star backstop Buster Posey and the Giants battle Mark Teixeira and the Yankees. Then the Rangers tangle with the Royals in a game that you can only see on FS1. The action begins at 4 Eastern on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Tying run is on. Here's Mike Aviles. Showing bunt. He'll push it back to the mound. They might. Nope. They're going to get only the out at first base.
I'm surprised he didn't throw it to second. He got off that mound very quickly. Jay-Up was not that close. I'm not sure that Nunez was covering. And maybe he didn't want to throw it to second base and take the chance. Look, he's going to spin around right here really quickly. He gets off quick. Nunez was not there, so he did the smart thing, took the sure out. However, the Tigers now with the man on second, 1 down. Jay-Up runs pretty good. He covers a lot of ground once he gets going.
Here is McCann, who's singled in the 3rd leadoff single. First hit on the homestand for James. With the chopper back to the mound. They'll check Upton, and there are 2 gone.
Went right to the changeup with man on second.
He's going to leave it up to Iglesias.
By the way, just to, you don't have to reply to this, okay?
Okay.
I know there's many people out there that sometimes say, "What is he talking about?" That's part of the challenge, right?
Right.
Just it's the way it goes. You just throw it out there, and there is something behind it. So don't respond. But I am watching the game, trying to teach the game a little bit.
Iglesias flied out to right field his first time up, and he'll take a ball low.
Looking for somebody to grab the headlines. Could be Iglesias right here.
Iglesias came in 2 out of 5 career against Malone, and one of those hits was a homer. He'll shoot this one in the air toward right center field. Buxton on the run, still going, and he's going to track it down.
Well, he got going.
Man, the speed of Byron Buxton saved a run there, and the Tigers are turned away. 5 in the books. Great Ernie Harwell, his statue here at the ballpark. 1-0 Twins. bank game summary. Miguel Sano has extended his hitting streak to 10 consecutive games, but really when you look at this one, Gibby, both Malone and Sanchez have been pretty good.
Well, look at these games. We're 1-0 yesterday. We're at 1-0 again today. Here as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Nobody would have thought. We thought we'd have a lot more offense, but the pitching, you got to give it some credit. You see Malone out pitching Sanchez right now. Only has given up 1 hit, but no runs.
Sanchez struck out the side in the 5th. He has 7 for the game. Joe Mauer leads it off as we go to the 6th inning, and Mauer takes a strike. Mauer, a couple of ground balls, 1 to third and 1 to short. Oh, 2.
Good changeup right there. Like it. He's staying with it more. You can see he got more action on that ball. It started down the middle of the plate, fading off to the outside corner. Mauer out in front.
Mauer signed an 8-year contract several years ago, which will keep him with the Twins through the 2018 season. Of course, his numbers have declined over the last couple of years. He did have to deal with some concussion symptoms. The 1-2 is rifled up the middle, and a diving try by Kinsler. It's off his glove, and Mauer is aboard with a base hit. Time for a game break now. Here's Mickey York. Boy, Napoli's found home, huh?
Yeah, he likes that high fastball. Always has, always will. You notice a lot of his home runs that he hits are just bombs. Likes the high heater, a high up hanging pitch. Tigers only 5.5 back now, gained a game last night. Minnesota 21 back.
Ryan Dozier looks at a strike.
Dozier's had some tough at bats. He didn't like Jerry Lane's calls in his first at bat. Did not like that first pitch call as well.
He's had a tough series. He has fanned once tonight. He struck out 3 times in the ball game last night. And he is 0 for 6. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dozier had a really good year last year. In fact, led all American League second baseman in homers and runs scored. He has scored over 100 each of the last 2 years. Here's the 1-1. 1-2.
Fastball looks like it still has a bit of life. Twins are having a hard time centering it up.
You know, sometimes there's that one guy that you just can't hit, and for Dozier it's Ben Sanchez, 2 for 22 in his career against him. Here's the 1-2, and it just missed.
Well, I had several of those guys in the career, but you're right, around the league. Some guys would just be raking this guy, and you're the only guy that can't. You wonder, what am I not doing? But it just has to do with the way their delivery is, how quickly you pick up the ball. There he goes.
Swing and a miss. Here comes the throw. Not in time. So Dozier strikes out again, but Mauer gets a stolen base. It's going to be 8 strikeouts now for Anibal.
He got a huge jump right there. Joe Mauer does not steal many bases, but he's off and running right here. James tries to get it down there. When you're a catcher, 2 strikes, you really have to hold your glove. Now if they swing, you can come out of there throwing, but you don't want to interfere with the batter. But if he doesn't swing, you want to hold it there so the umpire gets a good look at the strike call.
Swing and a miss by Sano. Sano hit a rocket to right center field over the glove of Mike Aviles to the gap in his last at bat. The Twins could not score him though. Fouled away, no balls, 2 strikes.
And the ball really coming with a lot of fastballs still. But last night, Sano struck out 2 times on off-speed pitches. Did have a hit on the fastball, so tonight the Tigers are switching it up a little bit, attacking him with more heaters. Here comes a high heater again on the 0-2 pitch. Now 1-2. We're going to keep showing you this. Pitch count at 86 now, 74 fastball, 17 breaking ball, 9% off speed, which is the changeup.
Off the end of the bat, foul.
Got away with that one. That was supposed to be inside. Sanchez missed on the outside part of the plate, so no offering. Fouls it back, 1-2. Noticed last night with all the off-speed pitches that the Tigers were throwing Sano that when he got the walk-off, Francisco Rodriguez to the ninth really made an adjustment, started to look for the off-speed pitches and guard against them.
That'll dive low and inside, 2-2 on Sano.
Didn't even offer it that right there. I thought it was a good pitch down in the zone, good changeup, a lot of movement.
Mauer at second with 1 out. Twins lead 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sano is gone. That's going to be 9 strikeouts now for Sanchez.
Yeah, this is a real good slider. You can see he's on the side of the ball right there. He's throwing 10 curveballs, 5 changeups, now 6 sliders. So he is using the off-speed pitches much more effectively tonight as we get into this game. A little deeper here at the top of the 6th.
9 strikeouts equals a season high as Kepler looks at a ball high. Now you've got a long ways to go before Sanchez reaches his career high. A couple of years ago had that magical night in which he struck out 17 Atlanta Braves here at Comerica Park. It was back in the 2013 season. Swing and a miss.
Do we have a front runner for the McDonald Player of the Game right now?
Sanchez.
I thought so. Just reminded you. You got to get
Trying
in the
to
victory
find
so you can
someone
lock
else.
it in. You still haven't even picked.
No,
You're out.
no, there's no time limit in this game. You can go all the way to the 9th before I pick. That is belted foul down the right field line.
Tell you what, this kid Kepler, boy, he keeps his hands in pretty good on the inside pitch. He does pull it foul, but I thought that ball was going to beat him. He's got his barrel on it. If you're an infielder now, you got to make sure if you get a ground ball, you can't take your time on it. Kepler moves down the line pretty good. Rookie ranked since June 1st. Kepler first in RBI.
Oh, a strike called, and Sanchez pitching around the single by Mauer. He strikes out the side again, and that's a season high 10 strikeouts. Here's Gibby's guy. He is cruising tonight.
You betcha.
Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. Back here at Comerica Park, where it's 1-0 in favor of the Minnesota Twins. Who's that guy?
Good looking dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
Looks crazy, loco.
Ian Kinsler starts things off as we go to the bottom of the 6th. There he is. Muy loco. Here's the 1-0 pitch and a ball outside. 2-0 on Kinsler.
They try and have a good time in competition. How's that?
Yep, and you succeeded at that over the years.
Not all the time, but the payoffs are good. That's why you got to hang in there.
Here's the 2-0. 2-1 now on Ian. This is the inning the Tigers bats are going to wake up.
Yeah, they need to do that. Sanchez is having a game of the year so far. It'd be good if he could get rewarded with a W beside his name tomorrow in the paper. Tigers need to make this 2 in a row over the Twins as well.
Little miss low and inside. 3-1 now on Kinsler.
Do you take this pitch all the way because you think he's going to throw a changeup?
No, I'm going to hit it over the left field wall is what I'm going to do.
I would take it. You're the leadoff guy. Make him throw a strike. And you battle with 2 strikes.
Line drive to left, and it's going to be caught though by Grossman.
Good at bat by you. He had the right idea. I was wrong.
Hey, Friday, July 29th, the Tigers host the Houston Astros at 7:10 p.m. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Well, that's frustrating as a hitter. When you do everything right, you hit a bullet, it's right to the guy. Especially when you're down 1-0, but that's a good at bat, and a good at bat to take into your next at bat.
Cameron Maben. Ground out, reaching on an error as well. 0 for 2. Talking about the Tigers and how good they are at home this year. They started the season 5-9 here at Comerica Park, and since then are 21-8. Now if they can take some of that magic out on the road with them, they'll be in good shape. Slice to the second baseman on 1 hop. Dozier. 2 outs. We'll bring up Cabrera. Miggy appeared to have a base hit down the right field line his first time up, but Mauer made a sprawling play on it.
Tell you, every ball the Tigers hit looks like the Twins know where it's going before it's hit.
Malone missing high and away, 1-0. Tommy Malone played his college ball at USC, which over the years has produced a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of big leaguers. In fact, Malone became the 100th former Trojan to play in the major leagues. That's down the right field line, slicing, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Mark McGwire was a Trojan. Barry Zito played there. Tom Seaver.
Wow.
Former Tiger Steve
Kemper
played his college ball at USC. And Malone is on that list of former Trojans to play in the major leagues. 1-1 on Cabrera. Swing and a miss.
It's his 23rd changeup of the night right there. Just a really good pitch for him. Tiger hitters really have trouble waiting back on this ball. Good arm action.
Ground ball left side. Sano has it there. And Mauer digs it up on the backhand. Nicely done. Tigers go 1-2-3.
Tigers trail 1-0 to the Twins. It all started when Kurt Suzuki, with a 1-out 0-2 changeup, Byron Buxton follows with the ball off the end of the bat, makes it 1st and 3rd. Then Eduardo Nunez with the sac fly scores Kurt Suzuki. Good pitching duel tonight, but Tigers on the wrong side of the 1-0 game so far.
And it'll be the bottom 3 coming up for the Minnesota Twins. Kenny Vargas leads it off against Sanchez. And that one floats in for a strike, 0-1.
Sanchez so far 6+ innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. That's a high this season. Walked 1.
Grounded foul right by Butch Davis down in the coaching box at first base. Vargas a strikeout and a ground out. And he missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's Rondon warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Sanchez missing high, but Vargas would not chase.
Want to get him right here at 2-2. Do not want to go to 3-2. The old saying, whenever he throws 2-2, he will throw 3-2. Some off speed here.
It'll bounce in 3-2.
Really slowed his arm motion down right there.
Two is inside. It's a walk to Vargas. Leadoff man is on. Time now for T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. I want to dip down to the minor leagues and a couple of guys at Double-A Erie that have been playing some pretty good ball this year.
Yeah, Miles J. named Eastern League Pitcher of the Week. You see the record had not scored upon. And Joe Jimenez with Erie, he's been moving up the ranks, 10 for 10 in save opportunities. Opponents only hitting 157 off of him, 31 strikeouts, 7 walks. This is a guy that will be debated should he come north this year.
There's a drive to left field that'll get down, a base hit. And Sano will stop at second. It's a single for Suzuki, his 2nd hit in this game. And now Minnesota with 2 on. Here comes Brad Ausmus.
It's going to be done.
Looks like Rondon will be coming in here on the 100th pitch of the night for Sanchez. It appears he will depart, and he will.
Got to be happy. Very encouraging. Good performance. He did a pretty good job of using those off-speed pitches, which we talked about. And here he's gotten to the 3rd and 4th time around in the order, and he's done his job.
Wallside windows pitching change. Rondon coming on, and we'll be back.
Big play of the game, Anibal Sanchez tonight, very, very good. Best pitching performance of the year, 10 strikeouts. Just a lot of life on his pitches. Not only did he get lots of swings and misses, working the total zone, top of the zone as well. His changeup threw enough curveballs as well to keep the Minnesota pitcher or hitters off of his fastball tonight. But he'll give way after 6 strong innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, walked a couple, and he'll give way to Bruce Rondon. They got big Bruce in, back up from AAA. This will be his 10th game. And the Tigers are looking for strikeouts right here. Now we got first and second, nobody out. Need a strikeout for Rondon. They're going to be bunting. Buxton is bunting.
Buxton a single and a strikeout in his 2 at-bats against Sanchez. Anibal, by the way, threw 100 pitches for the first time in a game since May the 4th.
Yeah, strong tonight.
Really strong, and now it's up to Rondon to strand these runners here, keep it a 1-0 game. Buxton pulls it back and takes high, 2-0.
And we're going to watch here. If he squares, you're going to see Kinsler's going to come over here. Miggy's coming in. Pitcher's coming in. He will read. If he has to, he'll come get it. If not, he'll stay and go back to third base to try and get the lead runner, Vargas.
Bunted. He'll get the job done. Rondon goes to first, and the runners advance.
You could hear McCann yell 1-1-1-1-1, so that tells him just go to first base. Twins now have second, third, 1 out with their leadoff hitter Eduardo Nunez.
And we'll see how the Tigers want to play the infield here as Sanchez looks on.
You can either play the infield in or walk him. Well, Vargas runs decent for a big guy, but not a burner. Looks like the Tigers are pretty much up on the corners, not all the way in up the middle.
Nunez had a rip. He fouled it back. 0-1. Triple digits.
Yeah, 100 miles an hour on that. Needs the strikeout. Plain and simple.
Single, sac fly, strikeout for Nunez. Way outside. McCann able to stop it and save a run.
How did he pick that?
No idea.
Rondon just totally yanked this pitch. Look at McCann, how quick this is. The previous pitch was 100. This is a slider that he just yanks. Oh, good pick. Got to make plays, pick up your teammates. Well done right there by James. Nunez knows he's getting the heater here. Got a slider, attaboy.
Fouled it off.
He was looking fastball, I promise you that. James and Rondon ahead of me for sure. Little foul tip out in front, looking heater. Got Jerry Lane. Half a bell ring. You know how many pitches those umpires take off the hands and the arms. It's just unreal. You have to get back in there next pitch and don't flinch. Make a good accurate call. Sanchez looks on.
Here's the 1-2. Sliced out of play.
101. Nunez has a very quick bat.
Grossman waiting on deck. Twins led this inning off with a walk and a single, and Rondon has come on. Here's the 1-2. Just got a piece of it, and Nunez stays alive.
Now again, the Tigers defense are playing not all the way in. Normally in would be along this line right here. And the reason you're doing that is because you got a guy on second base too. You don't want to totally concede that run as well. So you're hoping if you get a hot shot to one of the infielders, you're going to get Vargas at home if he's going. Yet it still gives the infielders a step or two to knock something down So the trail runner Suzuki doesn't score.
Oh! Oh man, that one just missed.
Well, here's the pitch. It's right there.
He buckled Nunez and Nunez, and it just missed the corner. And Sanchez, man, where was that?
Hard to keep your mouth shut when things like that happen.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. That'll score one, maybe two. Suzuki rounding third. He'll come in to score, and Nunez gets it done. It's 3-0 Minnesota. Well, what do they say? Give you game of inches.
Yes, it is. And Jerry Lane did give him the call. He's getting a little bit from the dugout over there, I think. But Nunez saw too many sliders, and this one he just sells out on, gets the bat head. He's trying to go right up the middle. Great approach. Infield is partially in. That scores two, and Tigers now trail 3-0.
3 RBIs on the night for Nunez. He has knocked in every run in this game. Here's Grossman. Runner goes. And McCann's throw. Ooh, what a play there by Kinsler to save that ball from going into center field. Stolen base for Nunez, his 23rd.
He had a quick jump there.
So the 2 runs in this inning are charged to Sanchez. But regardless, an outstanding effort tonight for Anibal.
Very good.
That'll get back out of play. 0-2 the count. Grossman had a single infield hit back in the 30s, 1 for 3. 2 of the 10 Sanchez strikeouts tonight were against Grossman. Now the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Three runs on 8 hits for the Twins. No runs, just 1 Tigers hit tonight. That was a single by McCann to lead off the 3rd. Inside 2-2.
Well, this is when young pitchers like Rondon, you come in, you're trying to strike Nunez out, you give up a base hit. Sometimes it throws you off your rhythm. And you have to find a way to slow the game back down and regain the thought you had coming in, which was that you were going to dominate the hitter. Nunez did his job. You've got to regroup and get Robbie Grossman right here.
Fouled away.
See Nunez trying to time him up back there. Bruce stopped him. Nunez cannot advance. There is a part of you that has disappointment from not being able to get your job done there. You want to pick up your teammate Anibal Sanchez. You have to find a way to shake it. Got to keep an eye on Nunez as well. And throw a strike.
Again, the 2-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. Grossman is out of there. He strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Well, follow Tigers baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with the game day live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. It's going to bring up Joe Mauer.
Pretty filthy pitch right there by Rondon. That's what he was looking for, a hitter early. Lots of movement right there.
There's 11 strikeouts now for Tigers pitching tonight.
That was a changeup, 90 miles an hour.
Mauer takes strike 1. singled and stole a base in the 6th inning. Mauer, he is 1 for 3 this evening. Here's the 0-1. Strike called on Mauer. Now the count is 0-2. Joe's won 3 batting titles in his career, was the most valuable player of the American League in 2009. Trying to drive in a run here with 2 outs.
What is he, 12 years, did you say?
12 years.
Seems like it's been longer than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. He is the longest tenured Twin. He'll foul that one back out of play. Two, the count stays on Mauer.
Because he's won 3 batting titles. Not many catchers do that around.
Not for as demanding as that position is. Now, obviously, he won those earlier in his career. Here's the 0-2, and it's sliced toward left field, sinking, and it's a foul ball.
Oh, good break there.
Just foul.
That would have scored another run for the Twins. Ball slicing away. Look at Mauer, just stays with the ball, goes with it. About 4 or 5 inches foul. Oh, 2 count. 2 down, man on second. Tigers trail 3-0. Bruce Rondon trying to close out this inning against Joe Mauer.
Again, the 0-2, and it missed inside. 1-2 on Mauer. Brian Dozier waiting on deck. Twins got a run in the 3rd. They've added 2 more here in the 7th, and Nunez, their leadoff hitter, has knocked in all 3. Here's the 1-2. Soft line drive up the middle into center field, base hit. That'll get a run in. Mauer was sawed off, but he had enough to get it out to center field, and it's 4-0 Twins.
Yeah, what are you going to do there? Another good pitch. Got to give Mauer credit for being strong enough to fist it up the middle. Another RBI single. Tigers now trail 4-0. See the pitch right here, running back, just totally saws him off, breaks his bat. Mauer stays through it. Get a little visit from the pitching coach, trying to keep Rondon on focus, on target. Got to get back, got to get the next guy. For some reason, I just feel like they're going to come back.
You got him coming back
that
tonight.
feel.
Huh? Good. Well, right now 4-0, still manageable.
Can I add something to it?
Sure.
Extra inning comeback. It's going to be dramatic.
Really?
Even more so than the first 2 games that they just won.
Well, here's Dozier now. Let's get Dozier and move on. A 3-run 7th. Dozier's had another tough night. Couple of strikeouts, 0 for 3. And it's in there, a strike called, 0-1. It's been a lengthy half inning. Tommy Milone, his pitch count's in great shape, but he's had to sit a long time here in the 7th.
Just going to say, Tigers got to keep an eye on Mauer. Did steal a base after he singled his previous at bat.
Ryan Presley warming up in the bullpen for the Twins. The 0-1. Driven high in the air and deep in left field. Upton is going back to the track, to the wall, and it's going to go. Brian Dozier has hit a 2-run homer off Bruce Rondon here in the 7th. and it's 6-0 Minnesota. Dozier hits his 16th. He was having a miserable series until that at bat.
He had been hot before coming into this series. He gets all that one. Rondon supplies the power with the fastball.
Rondon will depart. It's a wall side windows pitching change. Alex Wilson coming on. We'll be back.
Came into this inning trailing 1-0, but this inning's gotten away, and Bruce Rondon with the high heater. Brian Dozier, who was 0 for 4 with 3 Ks last night, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks tonight, has connected. It's just how funny this game could be, and J-Up can only watch it go by. Tigers go from down 1-0 to 6-0 deficit right now, and we have a new pitcher. So wall side windows pitching change. Alex Wilson comes in, 35th appearance this year. 29 strikeouts in 38 in the third innings. You can see the lefties 255 and the righties 289 against.
So here is Miguel Sano with 2 outs. It is a 5-run inning for Minnesota. Sano, a couple of strikeouts and a double. Here's the 0-1 on the outer edge. 0-2 on Miguel Sano. Leadoff walk to Vargas, a single by Suzuki. That was it for Sanchez, and now 5 runs later, the Twins lead 6-0. Popped him up. Right side of the infield for Kinsler, and that will end the inning. It is a big inning, though, for the Twins coming up the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Major Leagues, the Dodgers' Hyunjin Ryu has been placed on the 15-day disabled list with some elbow tendonitis.
Yeah, only one start. Kyle Zimmer out for the season, diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome. We see that around quite a bit. That was the #2 ranked prospect according to MLB Pipeline. And Ronaldo Lopez, the first pitcher in the last 100 years to strike out 9 batters in the Major League Baseball debut with fewer than 5 innings.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Tigers down 6-0 now, and it's a strike called on Victor Martinez. It'll be Martinez, Castellanos, and Upton. Demard lined out his last time up. He's 0 for 2, and you look at a strike. 0-2 the count. Infield playing to pull on Victor. He pulled in his last at bat right to the shortstop. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing in, 1-2 the count.
Tommy Milone continues to try and keep it going as he has in the first 6 innings against the Tigers. Using that changeup, boy, really used it a lot against these right-handed hitters and been very effective with it.
Pop-up foul back out of play.
Here's another one. Tigers, on the other hand, they need base runners. Get a couple guys on base, get this game speeding up for Milone, get a couple runs, get him out of there, get that bullpen. Castellanos on deck.
Victor now is 0 for his last 13 at bats. Here's the 1-2, and he'll take it low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Milone came into the start with a 6.20 ERA on the road this year. He's much better at home, but he's stifled the Tigers on just 1 hit so far tonight. Way inside, and the count goes full now, 3-2.
Take a look at the home road splits right there. 1-0 at home, 1-2 on the road. The ERA on the road is 6.20. More walks as well.
And he walked him, so a leadoff base on balls for the Tigers here in the 7th. Let's check in now with Johnny Kane here on Eastern Michigan night at the ballpark.
Well, what do you know, Mario? I just happened to stumble across the EMU cheer team and also the dance squad here. So we knew TJ Lang throughout the first pitch earlier today. He's here in attendance. Former EMU Eagle Grant Long also in attendance, but he's hanging out up in his suite. But we got a little cheer coming your way. Why not? Fox Sports Detroit University Day. I mean, it's easy stuff over here.
Johnny Kane, you're my hero.
Why don't you get involved in the cheer, Johnny?
I'm still trying to learn the words.
That was tough.
That was.
All right, Johnny, thanks. Here's Castellanos. He'll look at a ball inside, 1-0.
Of all the people he could have interviewed, huh?
Right. Tough assignment for Johnny Kane.
Yep. You got to get a little more flexible if you're going to join that exercise there, though, Johnny. It's amazing what some of those people can do, actually. Their cheers, etc.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Castellanos fouls it off. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nick. Mentioned the Tigers have only 1 hit. That was a single by McCann in the 3rd. Really, after that, the only other base runners, the 2 walks, 1 to Upton and 1 now here to Martinez in the 7th. That's it against Milone.
Well, you mentioned that Milone had to sit for quite a time. That's tough on any pitcher, certainly when you're 77 pitches into the game. Hopefully he'll lose some of his sharpness and the Tigers can get something going here.
And again, he bounces 1 in, 2-1. Yeah, you appreciate the offense. There's no doubt about that. You'll take the runs, but that was a lengthy sit down.
Well, Twins bullpen's going to get working right here real quick. Because Tigers are now on their 4th time around and they're seeing that change up and they're laying off it now. Paul Molitor knows how quickly the Tigers can strike as well.
Ball high, and so now Castellanos is up in the count, 3-1. The body language of Malone has changed dramatically here. He has slowed things down considerably. There's Presley, who's still throwing. Line drive caught right to the shortstop. Castellanos hit it on the butt. One away. Well, fans, Fox Sports Detroit's University Days roll right along this summer with the University of Michigan at Comerica Park on Friday, August 19th. Buy a special ticket package to the Tigers-Red Sox game and get a special edition Tigers baseball cap in Wolverine colors. To buy tickets or to get more info, visit tigers.com/UN.
Get the Mesa Blue in here, huh?
Mesa Blue coming to town. They have a strong showing every night anyway.
They certainly do. Tigers appreciate the support.
Upton drives one deep in the air to center field. Buxton going back to the track, to the wall to make the catch. Oh man, Upton almost got another one.
Can't hit it to the worst place in the ballpark right there. It doesn't get any farther. The 420 straightaway center field, but J Up really put a charge in this ball. Just all you can do is shake your head. Sometimes it isn't fair. See the changeup right there. It's almost like he's sitting on it. Buxton's on his horse quickly. He can go get him. You can see that from this young kid. Right there in the corner.
He just glides to the baseball.
Yes, he does. He's got good acceleration. That makes it 2 down.
Mike Aviles looks at a strike, 0-1. Now Malone with the 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Aviles. He is 0 for 2 in the game as the Tigers get the bullpen working again.
Looks like Kyle Ryan.
Left-hander heating up. Tigers have gone with Rondon and Alex Wilson tonight. Foul straight back. Aviles hanging tough, 0-2. 5-run 7th has turned a 1-0 game into a 6-0 game.
If you're the Tigers, you hope you can chip away, get a run here, get a couple there, and have the big dramatic finish.
Bouncing in, and again Suzuki able to get down and block it. Malone now just staring down at the ground after firing that one in the dirt.
85th pitch. There you can see his workload by inning. Tigers really haven't challenged too much. 19 pitches in the third is the toughest inning he's had. 17 so far here in the 7th.
Swing and a miss. Aviles goes fishing, and nothing comes of the leadoff walk. Malone is through 7. Tigers baseball presented tonight by Bell Tire. to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. And by Infiniti. Visit your Detroit area Infiniti retailer for a test drive today. Got a full moon out tonight, Gibby.
Is it full?
It's full. Living color.
Can you imagine walking on that thing?
No, I can't. Humans have done it, but I can't. Kyle Ryan coming on now for the Tigers out of the bullpen.
Yep, Kyle struggled in his recent outings. His whip's up to 150, 21 strikeouts, 9 walks. This is his 33rd appearance for the Tigers this year. Obviously got to shut down the Twins, hold them scoreless.
Kepler leads it off, the left-handed batting outfielder. Be followed by Vargas and then Suzuki. 6 runs, 10 hits for the Twins. Tigers, no runs, 1 hit. Checked it low, and it goes 2-0. Kyle Ryan replaces Alex Wilson, who replaced Bruce Rondon. Big hack there. 2-1 now on Kepler.
Kepler hitting .232 against lefties, 231 against righties, so pretty consistent from both sides. Usually when you see a guy like that, though, even though their averages are similar, the power is not from the left-hand side, lefty on lefty.
Bouncer back up the middle. Kinsler on the move, and he pulled him off the bag, but a tag play there by Cabrera. 1 away. Here is the upcoming matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet.
Irvin Santana, longtime Anaheim Angel, now with the Twins. The stop in between. He's 3-8 on the year. He'll go against Justin Verlander, who's throwing the ball very well, very consistent, 9-6 on the year. See all the strikeouts and the walks, and we're hoping to be 2-0 to get to JB. Well, we've got a couple innings left here to find out whether we can do that. But, JB, the #1 guy for the Tigers, will want to have on the mound tomorrow. It's a day game.
Day baseball. That's on to the Windy City.
Then on to Boston. Pretty tough road trip. Tigers will have a good challenge there. Play the White Sox first, then the Red Sox. So we go white, then we go red.
That one is boxed by McCann. 1 ball and 1 strike on Kenny Vargas. His walk led off the 7th inning, and really when you look back at that 5-run 7th, I still look back at that 2-strike call that Rondon did not get against Nunez, and then Nunez promptly singled up the middle to drive in 2.
Well, he thrown quite a few sliders and off-speed pitches to Nunez, and he just finally got on one. And you're a hitter, and you can extend an at bat like that in a situation like that. That's what you hope to do. Get 2 strikes on you. You want to stay alive, see the pitches, see where the release point is, and then you have a better idea of how to hit it. Nunez did a good job of that.
Vargas skies this one to center for Cameron Maben. It'll fall into his glove for the 2nd out.
Well, we were talking about this 7th inning non-call. It's 2 strikes on Nunez. You see McCann hold it right there. Then the next pitch, slider down and away, and he plates 2. Joe Mauer extends it, gets jammed up the middle. Then Brian Dozier with a big 2-run home run off of Bruce Rondon. 6-run inning. I'm sorry, 5-run inning. Made it 6-0 at the time, and that's where we stand.
Suzuki looks at ball 1. Two out of 3 tonight. Had a single to advance the leadoff walk in the 7th. That was the last batter that Sanchez faced. In fact, Suzuki now has 2 more hits tonight. He's had 3 hits so far in the series.
Yeah, he's feeling good.
Well, Suzuki over the years has hit Tigers pitching pretty well. came in .295 career against the Tigers.
We faced him earlier in the year. I'm going to look it up too. I mean, I think he was in the lows. He was struggling, but he's really come on.
.357 since May 31st, to be exact. Three balls, no strikes on Suzuki.
And he came in on April 29th, hit .224. 227 in May 18th.
Wow, that's a big improvement.
So he's really caught on fire all the way up to over 290 now. Swinging the bat good, seeing it good.
Buxton on deck. Here's the 3-1. Full count now on Kurt Suzuki.
Kyle Ryan's a guy who's throwing the ball good at times for the Tigers, but like I mentioned earlier, not as of late. These are the kind of games you really want to take to get your stuff back together, get your rhythm. Suzuki running hard there. He's gone.
5-3 ground out. 1-2-3 go the Twins. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Under a full moon here at the ballpark. Tigers got to get the bats going.
For the Twins has been just outright dominating, featuring a pretty good located fastball, but most of all, I don't know if we've seen this many changeups in the year, really giving the Tigers fits. Effective with the fastball in as well, changeup away, good movement on it, good arm action. Tigers just cannot solve him. 7 innings so far by Malone, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and of those 86 pitches he's thrown, 38 of them have been changeups. That's 44%. That's a lot. I don't know that we've seen that so far this year, but when you got it working, you got to stay with it, and he's done that. The Tigers have not been able to solve that puzzle.
It'll be McCann and then Iglesias and Kinsler as we play here in the bottom of the 8th. Twins lead 6-0. And McCann takes the ball outside, 1-1.
McCann with the only hit, leadoff single in the 3rd. Other than that, the only other 2 base runners are via walk. Upton and Victor Martinez last inning.
Last time Malone went more than 7 innings was in April of last year against the White Sox. He went 7 2/3 in that one. Gave up no runs in a win over the Sox. miss outside. 2-2. Iglesias waiting on deck. Pull down the left field line. On the move is Grossman. Stretching out. It's going to be a foul ball. Almost made a nice sliding play, but that ball just tailed foul.
Way out in front of the changeup, but James got pretty good bat head on it. See Grossman trying to make the slide as he knows he's approaching the wall. Fortunately for the Twins, the ball's foul, not for the Tigers. Been a couple of breaks, couple line drives that could have went for the Tigers. Hasn't happened. It's one of those games so far, but you got to keep pushing till the end. Some nice scrapes on the hands there from that surface over there where Grossman took his slide. Peel a couple of rocks out of the palms and get ready for the next pitch.
That sounds nice.
Oh, it is.
It's a grounded foul right at home plate. Two and two, the count. And he got him, strike three. Will be 4 strikeouts.
Got another changeup right there.
Well, the Tigers host the Astros Friday, July 29th at 7:10. Nate Robertson, he is going to participate in a pregame Q&A session, part of the season-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of the 06 AL champs. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Nate Robertson up next in that season-long celebration.
Good left-hander for the Tigers, and he was here for quite a time with the Tigers, and I'm sure he'll be excited to come back, see the Tiger fans, and make his appearance, get to throw out a first pitch, see if he still gets the competitive juices flowing, and he can beat mine.
Malone's going to take this one on the mound. 2 gone. That'll bring up the top of the order now, Ian Kinsler. Final game tomorrow. The Tigers and the Twins wrap up this series.
Justin Verlander against Urban Santana. A couple of righties on the mound.
It'll be a good matchup.
Supposed to be a nice warm day tomorrow. Gets everybody loose real quick.
Ian shoots one foul to third base. Good pickup down there. Use the glove. Very nice.
Did you bring a glove when you went to a game when you were a little guy?
No, never.
Because you just had that much trust in your own hands? Or?
Well, I just didn't want to be bothered by bringing it to the ballpark.
You didn't want to be bothered. Oh.
It's too much work. And it's right to the right fielder, Kepler. It's a 1-2-3 inning.
Thank you for your honesty.
Go to the 9th. inning as we go to the top of the ninth, and the Tigers will go right back to the bullpen. Kyle Ryan out of the game, and now right-hander Mark Lowe comes on for the Tigers.
Well, Mark Lowe, they've been trying to get him. We signed him this offseason. He's gotten off to a tough start. Keep trying to put him into games and get him to build off his last performance. The last game he pitched was against Kansas City through an inning of scoreless ball. In tonight to hold the Twins scoreless here in the top of the ninth inning, and hopefully he puts a couple good ones together and gets that confidence and can get him into some good pressure situations in games and become what he's done in the past.
Byron Buxton will lead it off, the number 9 hitter who executed a sac bunt, which set up a couple of runs to the 7th. Buxton also has a single. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Buxton looks at a ball outside. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's grounded foul to third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the talented Byron Buxton.
Thought that was smart in that big 7th inning for the Twins. They had him just square around and bunt all the way. They weren't trying to disguise anything. You want to have little mini victories with your young players. That's a real easy task for Buxton. I'm sure he works on his bunts all the time. Gets the play down and ends up being a big play of the game for the Twins.
This one is popped up to the right side of the infield for Kinsler. 1 out.
Jordan Zimmermann out throwing again today, just playing catch through a bullpen yesterday. All fastballs, 25 pitches. Today played a little catch, just get it loosened up again. I believe he's scheduled Thursday to throw another bullpen. I believe he's going to throw a short inning, sit down, get back up, throw another one, and if everything feels good after that, maybe onto a rehab assignment down in Toledo, and they'll read what's going on after that as well.
Certainly a key part of the Tigers rotation. They're hoping he'll get back sooner rather than later.
Certainly need him over the long haul, so I'm sure the Tigers will err on the safe side in making any decisions with Jordan Zimmermann.
It's been a big night for Eduardo Nunez. He has knocked in 3 in this game. Had that big 2-run single in the 5-run 7th, which turned a 1-0 game into a 3-0 game, and then of course they added a couple more and now lead 6-0. Lowe fires a strike, and the count is 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3. Couple of quick outs there for Mark Lowe. Well, fans, join us again tomorrow in some afternoon Tigers baseball. They square off against the Twins in the series finale. All your coverage begins with Tigers Live at noon right here on Fox Sports Detroit. And if you're working tomorrow, make sure to catch us on your computer or phone by live streaming us Fox Sports Go.
Did you see that fastball velocity there from Lowe on that strikeout?
What was it?
It's 96 miles an hour.
Nice.
That's one of the things the Tigers have been concerned about, was he's lost a little bit of velocity, but that was a very lively fastball. He struck out Nunez on, and then comes here to Grossman with a nice slider with some depth.
One ball, one strike. Grossman had an infield single in the 3rd, but he's also struck out 3 times tonight. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
95. Get some life in that arm. That added velo just helps your secondary pitches that much more, because the hitters need to cheat to get it going on the heater.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout for Lowe. Grossman has fanned 4 times tonight.
The golden.
1-2-3 inning for Mark Lowe. Pair of punch-outs. He strikes out Grossman. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Three runs in this ball game tonight, Gibby, but certainly a step forward with 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, just much more livelier. I thought he mixed his off-speed pitches in very well in all counts. He wasn't as predictable. I just think he's gaining more confidence, and you saw more consistency in the location of his pitches. So, though he's on the docket for the loss right now, overall a very, very good outing. Something to build off of, and something for the Tigers to consider, because they've got 5 starters right now. They're beat up. They got Zimmerman, they got Norris. Boyd's in the hunt right now, so they're going to need to make some decisions based upon health, the short term, the long term, and their schedule, I would believe, how they match up against certain opponents.
Well, Cameron Maben leading off the 9th inning, sends a bouncer back up the middle into center field. A base hit.
Here we go.
Tigers have just their 2nd hit of the night. Check in with Johnny Kane now, preview tonight's Tigers Live postgame.
How about Gibby there? He's calling this comeback. Got the first one out of the way. Post-game edition of Tigers Live. One of the biggest things we'll be talking about certainly is Anibal Sanchez. Man, it's one of his best starts that we've seen in a long time. Certainly he's going to get tagged with the loss in this one. But anyway, I think Brad Ausmus is going to be pleased with what he saw from him. Same with Mark Lowe coming in, doing a job there in the top half of the 9th inning. We got Mickey York and both of the guys back in studio tonight talking about Rod Allen and Craig Monroe. So post-game edition of Tigers Live coming up here immediately following this one, guys.
And we got a comeback to complete as well. There's a strike on Miguel Cabrera.
Comeback of the year.
Now I bring this up for some good mojo, but the Tigers were down 7-2 going into the 9th inning in a game in Tampa on the last road trip, and they scored 8 runs and won that game 10-7.
Let's do it again. They scored 8 runs. We only need 7. Or we could just take 6 in the extra inning.
There's a drive to left and a base hit, and the Tigers have the first 2 men on. Singles by Maben and Cabrera. So Malone had given up just 1 hit through the first 8 innings, and now back-to-back singles.
Yeah, Miggy's feeling it right there. Gets one down the middle. Puts Maben to second. Now we have first and second, nobody out. Paul Molitor's looking at his pitching coach, telling him to get somebody up in the bullpen, I believe, or to go out and make a trip, talk to him. But Kurt Suzuki went out. Malone, he wants to finish this game, you can tell, but we've got action.
Kinsler, the right-hander, is warming up.
It's their closer.
They have Glenn Perkins on the disabled list. So now Malone from the stretch here facing Victor Martinez. And the first one is inside 1-0.
Keep the line moving, keep the pressure on.
Victor tonight with a walk. He is otherwise 0 for 2. One ball, one strike.
Now, if you're either Cabrera or Maben, cannot make it out on the bases. Your runs don't really mean anything. Now we need 6 runs, so you got to stay close to the bag. There's a line drive directly to somebody. You must be able to get back. Probably just going to go base to base on a single. Not going to chance anything close to making it out.
And Malone bouncing one in, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 coming to Victor. Ground ball, fair ball down the third base line. That'll get a run in. Maben comes around to score. Cabrera goes to third, and the Tigers are in business here in the ninth. 3 straight hits at 6-1.
Well, the Tigers, what you're seeing in these at-bats now, as they get to their 4th time around, is they're laying off this changeup prior. Now he gets one in the zone, and they're timing up better, waiting longer. And they're also getting some breaks right there. This ball gets inside the line. Hunter Wintelstead gives the safe or the fair call. Maben scores easily, make it a 6-1 game.
Now here's Castellanos. Nick is 0 for 3. Malone is still out there. And a foul back out of play, 0-1. .107 in the pitch count now for Malone. Cabrera and Martinez aboard with nobody out. And a foul back out of play, and the counter is quickly 0-2.
Malone's going to his fastball now. Tigers, he's realizing the Tiger hitters starting to get on that changeup.
See, season high in pitches for Malone. High fly ball right field. It'll stay in the ballpark. Cabrera's tagging. Catch is made by Kepler. Here comes Miggy to the plate. And that'll get a run in to make it 6-2. RBI for Castellanos, his 52nd.
Pretty good job, Miggy, right there. Took off in third, was watching the throw, saw it went into second, continued on to home. Paul Molitor is going to make a change now that it's 6-2 Tigers trail.
So a pitching change here at the ballpark. Malone will not get his complete game. The Twins just trying to win this one right now. Tigers coming back. Will be back.
Here's the 1-800-CALL-SAM call the game yesterday. It was Matt Boyd. Tigers were looking for a big performance from the youngster. Their number 4 and 5 starters, and he gave them a beauty, throwing all of his pitches there, the good changeup. Tonight it was Anibal Sanchez they called. He had his best game of the year as well, throwing his fastball very effectively, both sides of the plate, really throwing strikes, and also using his off-speed pitches better than he has so far this year. Sanchez 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and did have the 10 strikeouts. And Tigers trail now 6-2, and Paul Molitor has went to Brandon Kintzler. 28th game, has 1 home, 2.33 ERA, 17 strikeouts, 2 walks. To try and hold the Tigers down. I've called the comeback earlier in the game, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, we got a little work to do yet, but only 1 out. Kintzler was signed as a minor league free agent from the Milwaukee system. 6 years in the big leagues with the Brewers. There's a strike called on Justin Upton.
This is not a safe situation. However, he is 5 of 5. Just wondering why Molitor left Malone in there so long. Looking back to face Cabrera, of course, Miggy has not hit lefties all year. 193 coming into the game. Nick Castellanos as well, hitting 379 against righties, but only 220, 233 against lefties. So Molitor was looking at the numbers, just playing him right out to the end. He felt his lefty was the best way to go. Now he brings Kintzler in through Jay up.
Strike called on the outer edge, and the count is 1-2 on Upton. Justin, a ground out, fly out, and a walk. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Upton. The inning started with 3 straight hits. Maven, Cabrera, Martinez to make it 6-1. Sacrifice fly by Castellanos made it 6-2. And that was it for Malone.
Twins are playing behind Victor Martinez at first base, but of course Victor does not have the speed to go. Stay out of the double play.
And there's a base hit to right field for Upton. And the Tigers now have him at first and second.
Like it. Keep it going, boys.
The Tigers had 4 hits in this inning.
Only 1 the previous 8 innings. The J-up just staying on it. Ball gets deep. His bat path is much quicker since the second half of the season started after the All-Star break. Just takes what he's given. Ball's on the outside part of the plate. Doesn't try and pull it. Through the vacant 4-hole. Tigers now have first and second, 1 out.
Here's Mike Aviles, and he looks at a strike right down the middle. Aviles is 0 for 3 in this game. Tigers suddenly have 5 hits on the board. Here's the 0-1. 0-2. Ball got in on Aviles. Martinez at second base, and you've got Upton at first. Low and away, 1-2. Kintzler onto the Milwaukee system. Salty, who's picked up a bat and a helmet.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would happen. I was just talking to the truck here. Got to go for it. Maybe for McCann, I'm not sure.
Little chopper hit back toward the mound. It's going to be a tough play. Quick throw. Got him at first base.
Oh, he's safe.
Called him safe. Called him safe. And now they're loaded. Boy, an infield hit for the Tigers to load the bases.
Bit of fortune right here. That's close. I don't think they would reverse it. Love it.
I'll see if Paul Molitor wants to challenge this. I doubt it.
Not going to win it. Looks like he just beat it. Good call by the umpire.
So here is McCann, suddenly the tying run at the plate with only 1 out. And McCann looks at a strike, 0-1. 6-2 Minnesota. 5 of the first 6 Tigers have reached here in the 9th. Starting to look like Tampa Bay all over again. Here's the 0-1. Fouled out of play, 0-2 on McCann.
Now it'll be interesting to see if Brad pinch hits for Iglesias. So he's got Salty on the bench. He certainly can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and certainly he's on a hot streak. So it'll be an interesting call. You have Romine that can go into the game in place of Iglesias. Tyler Collins as well.
The 0-2 way outside. McCann for the longest time tonight had the only Tigers hit a single back in the 3rd.
James has been struggling a little bit of late as well. This would be great for his confidence should he hit the big granny here.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
James would like to have that one back. Breakable slider, looks like it's a hanger. Did get it out away from James though. Tigers down to their last out.
2 gone, bases remain loaded. Deep breath now for Kinsler. Here is Iglesias, who is 0 for 3. Popped up in his last at bat. Late swing there, and he grounds it foul. Tardy on the fastball.
See Iglesias 333 with runners in scoring position. It's kind of a tough call. I was talking about, do you put Salty up there with the chance of hitting the long ball versus Iglesias? You look at many different stats. I'm thinking about, does Salty hit a home run? You're looking at how good Iglesias has been, how hot he's been.
Swing and a miss.
You got to go with your gut.
Well, who do you think Brad was thinking in this inning, because he did have Salty grab the bat and the helmet?
I think he was thinking probably both of them, but you have to make a decision right at the last second. You go with your heart. This is what he feels best, and there's other things you consider. I can tell you, I've thought while I was managing, what happens if I pull McCann here? What am I going to do to him?
And he got him, strike 3 to end the ball game, and Minnesota will win it. Iglesias struck out looking, and the Twins will hang on to a 6-2 victory. Well, the Tigers made it interesting late and gave this crowd something to cheer about, but in the end the Twins will knot up the series at 1 win apiece.
Well, this ball is top of the zone. Iglesias just doesn't see it probably till late. He was late on the previous swing. Jerry Lane calls him out. Unfortunately, Tigers make a good push here at the end. Only scored 2. Twins get the win, 6-2. Tigers come back tomorrow to try to get a win the series. We'll be back.